hopefully everybody had happy holidays out there for your Christmas. Got New Year's coming up as well. So hopefully, that is good. Hopefully everyone had a great Christmas and got all the presents that you wanted, got your kids the presents that they wanted, all of that lovely stuff here. It's like 50 degrees here in Michigan. I don't know what in the world is going on, but I absolutely love it right now. It's green outside. There is no snow. Absolutely dope. You can tell that I just woke up a little bit ago. Why is that? Well, because I had a stomach bug yesterday all the way, for about 2 days now. And I can actually be here without showing you what I ate hours ago. So I am excited. So that was my Christmas. Actually, Christmas was great. The later the night was not the great, but Christmas was great. So hopefully everyone had a great Christmas out there. We got Shift God, Jessica, we got Chad, Michael, AZ, Angela in the building, James Janella in the building, man. Hopefully everyone had it. I was sick on Christmas as well. From Jessica, what up, Dos Scoticus? Yeah, man, you know how it is. And I'm really happy that Christmas is over because all the presents, I don't know about you guys, but it was like constant buying presents, wrapping, and then done. So it was like night, 2 in the morning, and now it gets back to normalcy. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into the Detroit Lions news and rumors. Right now we got, as you see, happened yesterday, Teddy Bridgewater signs with the Detroit Lions to the 53-man roster. Everyone's like, oh my God, what does that mean? It means we're getting a solid backup, and I think it's a smart move. I have no problem at all for the Lions getting a backup quarterback or any players at this point. This is just preparation for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. You want to make sure you have all your I's dotted and T's crossed. If there's talent on there, you get it. Teddy Bridgewater's talented. He knows this offense. I have zero problem with that. I don't think it's an indictment on Hooker. It's just an indictment on having everything good to go. Hopefully, we don't even ever have to use him unless it's a situation where you're just kind of holding the fort down because we're way ahead of the game at the end of the game, so in the fourth quarter. Someone got engaged, right? Yes, someone got engaged. It was Micro Mike. I am definitely engaged now. That's what I cook, holding meals. Yes, I hope you're feeling. Oh, I'm feeling better now. It was just a 24-hour stomach bug. I honestly probably could have streamed yesterday on this channel. I was starting to get better about the time, but I just didn't want to take the chance. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do another day of rest, and then we're feeling good. So we're doing the show today. I'll probably even have a video drop later today, and then tomorrow video as well. The Lions get Teddy Bridgewater. I think it's fine. And this is what Campbell says. He says, Teddy's been unbelievable. Let me get to a different scene. I've been on this scene for a minute. He says, Teddy's been unbelievable. Campbell said back in 2023. I go down the whole road now. Teddy's been unbelievable. A lot of people here. He's a huge asset for us, and it's obvious which we need. He's a guy that can go in and win for us. But, man, he does so many things behind the scene. I think he didn't realize the asset of the team. Teddy Bridgewater is a good thing. The Lions signing Teddy Bridgewater is going to help this team out, at least for the depth-wise at this moment. And I do agree with Dan Campbell. I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's a smart decision. Like Dan Campbell said, I don't think it's an indictment at all on Hooker. It's getting your T's crossed and I's dotted. The last and the absolute last thing we need, and I don't even want to put it out there because then it's out there, is I don't even want to say the name, is Barrett Boff getting injured. That is the last thing that we need. The guy's playing at a extremely high level, MVP level caliber right now, even though it's probably going to go to Josh Allen. He's playing at a high level. And so we get injured. We're in world of hurt. That's why they brought in Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not saying it. That's why I'm not saying it, Chad, and I'm not saying it. Hey, Mike, James, Taylor, and Brent, my friends. What's up? It's Lisa DeLorenzo coming in the building. I didn't jinx it. No. I didn't jinx it, Chad. No. Didn't jinx it. So that is the reason for that. And he knows the system. Right? He was on the team last year. So he knows the system. He knows this offense. So if we need him in a pinch, we can do that. That is a good thing for the Detroit Lions on bringing Teddy Bridgewater in here and helping the Lions out. I think it's a good thing. And by the way, Teddy Bridgewater won his championship, school championship. Right? Well, he's pretty darn good player. I mean, your head coach is a NFL quarterback. So he unretired. He's coming back to Detroit. What do you guys think about Teddy Bridgewater coming back to the Lions? Are you for it? Or are you against it? If you're for it, put for. If you're against, put against. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue on with some more Lions news here. And we got some players that missed practice, and players that could be coming back. Kalif Raymond, 21-day evaluation started. Leaf probably won't be coming back on Monday versus the Vikings. I would expect it probably the Minnesota Vikings. Kalif Raymond will be back. Alex Anzalone, close to returning, folks. Alex Anzalone is close to returning. Maybe not this week. For sure next week. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, 21-day injury, started. Getting close to returning, folks. That's huge. That's huge. We got 3 players that could be coming back. And Ennis Rakestraw is close as well. 4 players. I would expect by Minnesota, all of them to be Kalif Raymond, Alex Anzalone, Jeremy Reeves-Maybin, Ennis Rakestraw. I expect them to be back for the Minnesota game. Carlton Davis, we're going to have to wait till the NFC Championship. That's his expected return. But 3 big players. I would say 2 significant players. Alex Anzalone and Jalen Reeves-Maybin, because our linebacking core has been what has been sucking, right? And so you getting those guys back, it's going to be a massive boost to Lions defense. Massive boost. What is up, Chris Byers says, Skull Vikes. Hey, look, we get to watch you guys play on Sunday, and if you guys win, it's the NFC Championship #1 seed. When we play each other, if you guys lose, the Lions win, it's going to mean nothing. So a shift. He'll be back probably, I would say, versus the Vikings game. They're getting close. And I hope we can rest starters for Minnesota. I don't even think they will do that. The reason why, if that game means nothing, the Minnesota game, but I'm going to tell you why they're not going to rest their starters. Because if they have a bye week, there's no way they're going to rest their starters for the Minnesota game. That'd be 2 rests, 2 weeks. They're not going to do that. What they would do is they would probably play their starters all the way to the 3rd quarter. Yes, go Pack, go. Though, Chad, we need Pack to win. In the comment section, you're never going to hear me say this again. Go Pack, go. Right now, because if the Packers beat the Vikings, Monday Night Football, the Lions can lock everything up. So we need Packers to win big time. We're all Pack fan on Sunday. Jordan Love, we need to have a big game. Now, Jordan Love is pretty good on that turf. And I think they're going to Minnesota, right? The Packers are going to Minnesota because the Vikings face us the last game. So hopefully Jordan Love, Christian Watson, all those guys can put up some points and beat the Vikings. I'm sorry. I know my guy here says Skull in there. I love you, man. I got no hate for the Vikings fans that come in here. But I'm a Lions fan, so I would prefer that Vikings game mean nothing. Let's see, the Hood Smokers podcast. What's up, brother? Hopefully you're doing good, man. I got really nasty, so I haven't been on YouTube yet to check your channel out. I'm just recovering right now. That's why I'm starting the. If you've never been on this channel, I don't do OPP on Friday. I've been on Thursday for 6 years, and I got really ill, so that's why I'm doing it today. Minnie, let's see. It makes me sick to think about it. I know, but okay, Jessica, myself, and I know. It makes us all sick, but it's true. Vikings and Packers tie would be awesome. There you go. There you go. That would be great. Okay, so no practice. We continue on here. David Montgomery, expect to return for the divisional round. So if the Lions can win, if Vikings lose Sunday and the Lions win Monday, we get to see David Montgomery for the playoffs. Terrion Arnold, he was sick. He didn't practice yesterday. I would expect him to play Monday night. He's getting probably what I got and what every freaking person is getting right now, that nasty, sick an illness. In the comments right now, what is your concern level for the Lions' injuries? What is your concern level? 1 if you're not concerned, 10 if you're really concerned. I was 8 2 weeks ago. I'm going to a 6 by, I'd say probably by Monday. The injuries are starting to come back down a little bit, and I'm excited that the Lions are actually traveling to San Francisco on grass. I know that sounds weird, but I'm at a 6. I was at an 8, going to a 6, and then maybe coming into the playoffs, I'll be at probably a 4 at that point. If we can get to the championship game and Hutch comes back, my concern level falls. But right now I'm sitting at a 6 because we are getting players back. And Futu Melifonwu really helped the Lions out significantly. So that is good. That is good. Full practice was Graham Glasgow, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, and Khalif Raymond. Just great news right there to see these guys starting to come back from the health front because we really, really need that. Also news here, the Lions waived Kawan Alexander, the linebacker that we picked up a couple weeks ago. And you say, why are they doing that? Because players are starting to come back from injury. This is what's going to happen. Now, I don't know if he goes to the practice squad or not, but, when you got Jalen Reeves-Maybin coming back, of course, and you got Alex Anzalone coming back, of course, you're going to have to release players, the guys that just came back. So let's continue on here, and I don't know what happened right here. There we go. Now I can see you guys. Let's continue on and talk about Jameson Williams. Now, he's really, I don't know about you guys, but he is really starting to take it to the next level, right? Yeah, he could be practice squad, Quan Alexander, for sure, 100%. He's trying to take it to the next level. And here in about, 4 minutes, we're going to go to Q&A session so you guys can run the show. So just get ready for those hashtag Lions out there. But Jameson Williams, I know he's had some issues, and he's got to stop with these penalties. And I think that Dan Campbell, he reamed into him, and was awesome. And guess what happened after Dan Campbell reamed into him? He really excelled. That is how you coach players on the spot. But I really start to believe that now Jameson Williams is the feels like he's kind of like he's coming into that number 1 receiver role right now. He's really doing a good job. And I'm not saying he's a number 1. I think obviously St. Brown's are number 1 wide receiver. But he is now coming into that number 1 role. He is really, really making it hard for defenses because his speed that he has in the back end is opening everything up for Tim Patrick. And Tim Patrick's star is becoming amazing. But I do think it has a lot to do with Jameson Williams' break-end speed, and defenses, they have to account for JMO. If you don't account for him, you're going to see what we just did to Chicago, right? Play action, 82-yard bomb. And it is really opening it up for everybody else. But that's because Jameson Williams is doing a really good job. His routes are great. His speed's on task. He's catching everything. He is now physical. He's taking physical hits. We know he blocks hard. He has really embodied Dan Campbell. He's really embodied as a number 1 wide receiver right now. We just need to make sure that as a maturity level, he brings that maturity level up to a St. Brown or anybody else. He's amazing. He is amazing. So I'm really happy with the growth we're seeing from Jameson Williams. I think that we all get mad with some of the penalties, but he is growing. And by the way, when I get mad that he needs that mature level, I am not one of those people that says get rid of him at all. He needs to stay here. Matter of fact, he just needs to look, you want a maturity level, you coaches need to put it into him, and the players need to surround him. He needs to stay here. He's a dynamic player. And I want Jameson Williams here for the longest of times because he has made this offense. Last year's offense was great. This year's offense is historic, folks. It's historic. And it does have to do with that big O speed. And now we got great run. The runs games open up. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, right? We got so many weapons, but having that deep threat really does make it a little bit easier for the rest of this offense. So Jameson Williams is awesome. Chad Edmonds, how many strikes, he says, do you give Jameson Williams? Good question right there. And let me get this up there for you because we're doing this live. great question that he put up. And let me get my VMix social up there for you. And here's the amount of strikes. As much as we can. He's a special player. He is a special player, folks. And it's not doing stupid stuff. It's just a maturity level. It's not like the guy is out there being Adrian Peterson or something. It's just, and he'll get it up there. I am convinced he will. You've seen him do it. So, in my opinion, Jameson Williams needs to be here. He needs to be here. Let's go ahead and do the mailbag segment, folks. Mailbag segment. This is the mailbag segment, folks. If you got questions, I possibly have some answers. So in the comments right now, put hashtag Lions, hashtag whatever, to get your questions answered. Right now, we're going to our first question here from Shift God OTC. How many yards do you think Goff throws for Monday Night Football? I will go with 290 yards passing. Actually, the secondary of San Francisco is pretty good. I know they're pretty beat. Their team's record of 6-9, but their defense is pretty decent. I'll go with 290. Lions going to run the football as well. They're 19th best stop in the run, below average. Lions going to run the football. They're a little bit above average in pass defense. That's what I got going on. Last penalty on JMO was soft as, yeah, it was soft. Hope you're feeling better. That's why I was mad. Like, hey, you need to stop. It's soft. But that's 2 in a row. We can't have that. Teams are going to poke at our players like Jameson Williams because they want penalties to happen. That's why they're doing it, right? Everybody knows it's the second person is the one that gets penalized. So you got to have thick skin and take the trash talk, the stuff that players are going to do. We are the hunted. People are trying to do this type of stuff to us. So we got to be like, nah, it's all good. It doesn't bother us. That's how the Lions got to be. Smashed a hole. What's our offense looks like if Ben Johnson leaves Detroit? I think he'll still be a really good offense. Why is that? Because we got the best offensive line football. We got an MVP-style quarterback. Our players are really good. And I'm will it take a step back? Yeah, I do. It's going to take a step back, right? I don't think we're going to have some of these trick plays and stuff like that. But we have great players, so the offense is going to continue. And everyone gives Ben Johnson a lot of credit, gives credit. He does deserve credit. But Dan Campbell, too, deserves a lot of credit. And I truly do believe if Ben Johnson leaves and if Aaron Glenn leaves, they have been grooming OCs and DCs. So I know it's going to suck, and it will suck, but I'm not too worried about it. I think we got a solid coaching staff all around. Do we rest the starters if Minnesota wins? No, we do not. Dan Campbell said he will not rest the starters. The Lions are going to play the game on Sunday all the way through, unless we're way ahead at the end of the game and then you put backups in. But no, they will play their starters. That's the way they play. Lisa Rounds, hashtag Lions, hoping the game against the Vikings does not matter. Do you think that Green Bay can beat Vikings? Yes, I do think Green Bay can beat the Vikings. 100%. Green Bay can beat the Vikings. I feel like has gotten lucky a lot. So I think Green Bay can beat the Vikings, and I got Green Bay beating the Vikings on Sunday. That's what I got. I'm hoping it happens, and I'm going to will it to existence. Hashtag Lions, we make it to the Super Bowl parties in the streets of Detroit. I'm generally happy in how the Lions have been playing this year. You should be happy. It's the best season we've ever had. 13 wins, the most in franchise history, and I expect us to get more wins. I don't think it's going to end at 13. This is a phenomenal year for the Lions. We're at 64 likes. Can we get to 100 likes here on this Friday? I know it's a weird day for OPP, but can we get to 100 likes? We're at 64. We got 234 in the building. Mike Hawk, hashtag Lions, do you think that Jared Goff could win MVP if he plays great in week 17 and 18? I don't think so. I think it's going to go to Josh Allen. Josh Allen is right now, he is the betting favorite. Him beating Jared Goff, well, beating the Lions, even though he didn't play Jared Goff, right? It was, 42-47. I think it solidified it. I do think he's going to get it. Jared Goff should be in consideration, though. I 100% believe that I'm still going to call him MVP Jared Goff. He's played that well. He's playing phenomenal this year. So he He should be in consideration, but it's probably going to go to Josh Allen. Do you think that we can get to our first Super Bowl? Yeah, I do think so. You know, we got injuries and everyone said it was over. I said, no, it's not over. This team, right, I'm going to continue to ask the question, and I want people to legitimately answer this question in the comments with the best that they can do. Right now, I'm going to answer this. And if you're watching this after the fact, you're watching this via video, answer this as well. Is the Detroit Lions team right now, offense, defense, special teams, better than last year's team, offense, defense, special teams? Answer that right now in the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and take it. My answer is absolutely yes. The special teams is much better than last year, okay? We got a kicker, Jake Bates, that can kick 64-yard field goals, all right? We have a guy that can do that. Our offense is better. It's the most points we've ever put up in franchise history right now. It's the number one offense in football. It's the number one offense in franchise history, okay? Defensively, statistically, we're a top 10 right now. I know that sounds crazy, but we are. We're not allowing teams to score a lot of touchdowns. We are not. Yes, we're giving up yards in the middle of the field. We're not allowing them to score touchdowns. This defense is better than last year, even with the injuries, folks. If you just look at it, it is. That means we can win a Super Bowl. We were 15 minutes away last year. And if the Lions get home field advantage, it's going to be hard with the Lions getting healthy. It's going to be difficult. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe Philadelphia gets bounced in the first round. Remember, you look at these wild card teams, folks. You look at, here's what the wild card teams are going to be. This is what the wild card is going to be, okay? Vikings or Lions, Packers, and Washington, okay? Those are the three wild card teams. Washington just beat Philadelphia in Philadelphia. No, it's at Washington, okay? So they can beat them, right? Minnesota's 13 wins. They can beat them. Packers potentially could be 11 or 12 wins. They can beat them, okay? And if Philadelphia loses in the first round, and it's possible it did it last year, we've already beat Green Bay, Minnesota, and I do believe we can beat Washington, right? Okay, so they're right there. Who's the other playoff teams? It's going to be the Rams. We've already beat. Now it's going to be difficult, right? Because it is, but still, you can beat them, right? It's going to be Seattle. You can beat them. It's going to be one of those two teams that's in that division. The South, nobody even cares about the South. They suck. The Falcons? Look, I know that my guy over there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they lost a lot of players. We face them again, we're going to win, right? This is not the same team. So the Lions, right now, in my opinion, can beat every team in the NFC. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying they're going to, but I'm saying they can. And if anyone says that they can't, they're full of it. They're absolutely full of it. So the Lions can. And I know Mike Valenti from 97 won the ticket. He thought it was over. Oh, it's all over. Guys, it's not over. It's not the way that the NFL works. So a lot of people in the comments right here says, yes, it's better. DOD says no. Yes, 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 yes. No question, yes. So if the answer to that question was the Lions are better this year than last year, then I ask you the question, can the Lions make it to a Super Bowl? The answer should be yes. We can't stop anyone on D. What are you talking about? We just held the Chicago Bears to 17 points. We got 34 at their house. Ifutu Melifonwu came back. Alex Anzalone is coming back this week or next week. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is coming back. Okay, Ennis Rakestraw will be back. These players are coming back. It's going to help out significantly on defense. It's going to help out. Michael McDermott says, you got my like. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. So, yes, our defense is banged up. Yes, it's not as good as week one. 100%. Lost Hutch. Lost to Lee McNeil. We've lost Alex Anzalone, but that should put hope in your guy. Folks, we've lost all these players, and yet we're still winning. And now we're starting to gain them back. That means we're going in the right direction. I was just saying, just hold out for the playoffs. If Vikings lose this Sunday, the Lions will be the number 1 seed. I'm going to tell you right now, if the Vikings lose this Sunday, there is no way Detroit goes to San Francisco after losing the NFC Championship last year. As motivated as every single player on this team is, they will win that game. And the Lions will be that number 1 seed and win the NFC North. And you do that, divisional round, Montgomery comes back. Khalif Raymond is back. Alex Anzalone is back. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is back. Ennis Rakestraw is back. Iffy will be back unless some sort of injury. We can do it. We win that game. Then guess who comes back in the NFC Championship game? Hutch. Hutch could be back. Carlton Davis could be back. That close. That close. In my opinion, we're 2 games away from that. We got to win on Monday and divisional round. Got to do it, man. If the Vikings lose, got to do it. But what if the Vikings win and the Lions lose? Well, then that last game is going to be Lions and Vikings for the NFC Championship game. And that will be in the basically, if the Vikings win and the Lions lose, then the Vikings got to come to Detroit. In that game means everything. It means the number 1 seed. It means who wins the NFC North. The loser will be the 5th seed. So that is what it means. So the Lions got to get that win. And it looks like you're Vikings, and you want your team to win. And by the way, this is a Vikings channel, so don't get upset. I'm not crapping on your team and with 13 wins, right? Team. No doubt about it. So I'm not, and of course you want your team to win. I want my team to win. We're both. I mean, your team's 13 wins is unbelievable. I mean, to think about this, 2 13-win teams in one division, and potentially there could be 2 14-win teams going into the final game of the year. I think I don't know about you guys, I kind of think it's ridiculous that there's going to be a potentially a 14-win team that's a number 5 seed. Whoever gets that, it was a couple years, 15 years ago when Seattle had a 7-win division title? It's the same type of thing there. Same type of thing. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Another question here. Do you think we re-sign Carlton Davis next season? Great question, Craig Hogg. I was thinking yes. He's been so good. I would like him to return. We got to see what Ennis can do. I would like him to return. He was good on the field. He's just been banged up quite a bit. That's the issue with Carlton Davis, right? He's good on the field, but he's been banged up. So I would for the right price. I'm not going to go out there and give him a giant contract. Maybe a 2-year deal. I'll do a 2-year deal with him, kind of another prove it, just to see if he could stay healthy. That's what I would go with right there. That's how I'd go with it. What do you guys think on this one? It's hard. It's hard. Let's see. Yeah, I said right. Rusty coming off a broken tib fibula. I haven't played it all year. Hey, man, if you think that Hutch ain't going to come back full strength, you have the right to believe that. 100%. I'm not going to tell you no different. I think he will be fine. Let's see. Hashtag FGB. What do we do with Darius Smith next year? Well, he's on contract for next year, so he's going to be on this team. So he'll be here next year. Hutchinson's still in better shape than 99% of the NFL. Yeah, and he's walking around. He's walking around. He should, like I said, I think he'll be ready for the championship game. That's would be 5 weeks. We just like Hutch said, just get him there. Get him there and he'll play. Get him there and he'll play. Get him there and he'll play. Crayon says, yeah, keeps CD3. D3. I'm re-signing Davis. Yeah, so Lisa says I'm re-signing if I was Brad. I think so too. That's what I'm going with. You got to bank on injury, but I'm going to go with that one as well, for sure. All right. Hutch won't get 99% shape, but lower the snap count, Hutch will be in great snaps. Well, say if he's not 100% shape, and I think if he plays, he'd be in great shape, right? Because if you look at What's up, Zane? My little Lions fan right there, Zane. So I was actually looking at your pictures on Facebook from your mom and your dad the other day. Hopefully you had a great Christmas, my friend Zane. Merry Christmas. Young Lions fan right there. Really young Lions fan. And hopefully he gets to watch the Lions win a Super Bowl. Hopefully you had a great Christmas, young man. Love my young Lions fans out there. Zane is an OG. Hashtag Zane. You know what? Zane, my man Zane. My young Lions fan right there just became a moderator. Now, Zane, don't be going crazy and messing with people. Generally leave them alone unless they're doing some crazy stuff. All right? I don't mind a whole lot. Ethan says absolutely Goff should get MVP. He should be 100% in consideration. I think it's going to go to Josh Allen. That's what I believe the NFL is going to do because they all love this guy. But I think Jared Goff, I call him MVP Jared Goff. That's what I call him. I'm going to continue to call him that, even though if he doesn't get the MVP, I don't care. He has played at such a freaking high level, and I don't want to hear anyone tell me that Jared Goff's not a good quarterback. He's playing at an MVP level, folks. You look at the stats, you look what he's doing in each game, it's absolutely insane. Besides the Texans game, he's had a magical year. He has had an MVP. If we don't have if Jared Goff is not the quarterback, we're not 13 wins. Okay? We're not that. I'm going to tell you right now. We're probably if we lost Jared Goff, I'd say we're a 9-10 win team right now. That's how much he means to this team. He means a freaking lot right now. So he is on fire. That I don't think it killed it, but it definitely put it when you compare Josh Allen to him, that's going to come up, and that's why I do think Josh Allen and then Josh Allen and the Bills beating Detroit. That determined it. But he's had a phenomenal year. I call him MVP Jared Goff. What do you think about Engstrand and Shepard replacing Glenn and Johnson if they both leave? It's very possible, Craig Hogg, and that could be the replacements, right? It could be the tight ends coach, and it could be the linebackers coach. 100. It makes a lot of sense. Like I said, they have been grooming their coaches, and that's what I like to see 100%. And that's what you got to do when you're a great team. You're going to lose coaches. And guess what? When we lose Aaron Glenn, because we're going to get a conditional third-round draft, 2 conditional third rounds. I think it's 1 for 1 year and 1 for the next year. So that's a positive. So we'll get an extra third-round draft pick. Ben Johnson, I just don't want him to go to Chicago. Please don't go to Chicago. You go to Chicago, and I'm going to hate this guy, man. Like, of all the teams, don't go to the NFC North. There's other teams you can go to. Folks, there's other teams. But right now, I got to end the show. Why? Because we have been on. Well, Zane asked one question. I'll get Zane's question, and then we'll end the show. Who is your player of the game versus the 49ers? Jahmyr Gibbs. I think the Lions going to run the football a lot. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs. That is my player right there, who I got for this game on Sunday. Folks, make sure you hit that notification bell if you haven't done so. I am going to rest up a little bit because I have been nasty boo-boo feeling, and hopefully I'm feeling great in the next couple days. With that said, folks, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna